Hello, my name is Dr. Bryce Call. I am the Assistant Professor of Trumpet at Washburn University in Topeka, Kansas. Today we are working on the KMEA audition excerpts, and today specifically Prelude and Ballade by Balay. As you work on this piece, try to capture the character of the music. I find it very helpful to imagine a scene in my mind as I play, with different characters and emotions in order to tell a musical story. Don't get too hung up on some of the technical passages. Allow yourself to express the music, tell a story, and the technical aspects will fall into place. We begin in measure 27 on the 5th line where it says expressive. This is your chance to exaggerate dynamics. Push and pull the time where appropriate and use a beautiful, controlled vibrato at your discretion in order to express the musical story. The character here might be a little sad or mournful, so try to portray that in the emotion. As we get louder in measure 31, the character might feel more resolute, but immediately backs off 2 measures later when the music indicates a soft piano volume. Notice how I slowed the tempo down for the ascending 32nd notes. Not only does it make playing the scale easier, but it can help with the expressiveness of the music. Just be sure to get back to tempo in the next bar. When we get to the plus movemente, as indicated, this means to move a little faster, with a little bit more movement. Also pay close attention to the articulations, being sure to tongue and slur as indicated in the music. After the fermata, with all those little small notes, this is a short cadenza. And this is a time where there is no tempo. It's a chance for you to interpret the music how you would like. Experiment with a few different options, playing fast or slow or a combination. And once you find a way of playing that you like, stick with that and practice it that way. Also listen to a few recordings of this piece to get an idea of how to phrase your cadenza. And here's a couple of different ways that you might want to phrase it. After the cadenza, try to relax and not rush the fast notes. Practice very slowly at first to get a feel for each passage, and then speed them up. It'd be very useful to do this and very helpful to do this with a metronome. The group of 10 descending 32nd notes that you see a little bit after here can also be slowed down expressively as you end the phrase. When you descend down to that low D on the bottom of the staff, be sure to kick your third slide out. Otherwise, it's going to be pretty sharp. It's important to really drive down to that D, kick out, and then immediately you're going to be pulling that slide in to play your A flat in the next note. Otherwise, your A flat is going to be very flat. It can be helpful to practice this movement without playing the trumpet. So going from D to A flat, D, A flat. Practice it very slowly, without playing, and speed it up. Once you get a feel for that movement, you can start playing with it. When you play at a piano volume, try not to lose the intensity. Be sure to play with a clear tone, crisp articulation, and keep that air moving. The faster section of this solo should be practiced with a metronome so that you avoid rushing or dragging. Again, practice very slowly at first. Practice makes permanent. Some people like to say that practice makes perfect. Perfect practice will make perfect. The way that you practice this is the way that you will perform it. So make sure that you're not practicing mistakes. Slow it down and practice it the right way, and then speed it up. For this movement, you want it to be light and clean with crisp articulations. These should be staccato, but be careful not to play them too short. Give each note a good full sound. Depending on the tempo, you may choose to double or single tongue. Just be sure to play it the same way every time so that you practice perfectly and it becomes permanent. The half note F on the third line that is tied to the 16th note in the next bar is shorter than it looks. It's very easy to hold this note a little too long, which drags the time. Be careful not to hold the note too long. You can practice by removing the slur and then adding it back when you are comfortable with the time, like this. One of the challenges of this excerpt is that octave leap on the fourth line from the low D to the higher D, and this slur can be quite a challenge. I've written up a few exercises that might help, you'll see them across the screen on the bottom. For this first exercise, we're actually going to drop below the D so that we practice going a little too low and stretch out how far we need to slur. This next exercise takes that same idea, but we're going to practice it on repeat. Exercise number 3 brings the slur back to that low D as written. Exercise number 4 is the same as number 2. This time we will be practicing going to the D. Exercise number 5 has the slur from the low D up to the high D, as you see in the music, and we're going to repeat this. We're going to vamp it. Continue to practice this slowly. Now we get to some of the fun exercises. We're going to skip a little bit higher. So normally in the music, we need to slur an octave. We're going to practice slurring more than an octave so that the octave becomes easier. Exercise number 7 slurs even farther, up to an F. Exercise number 8, another step up. Thank you for watching. I hope this is helpful to you. Again, my name is Dr. Bryce Call from Washburn University, Assistant Professor of Trumpet. If you want to get in touch, my contact information is in the description below.